28 right, clear to land. 733 Papa Victor, I'd rather have the, West 3 Papa Victor, runway 28 right, clear for the option, have completion the option, make right, close traffic. Clear for the options on 28 right, close traffic, thereafter, 733 Papa Victor. Cessna 02 Foxtrot, runway 28 left, clear for the option, traffic Cal State Hayward, Cessna, parallel runway. Clear for the option, runway 28 left, Foxtrot. Cessna 5 Charlie, correction, helicopter 5 Charlie Kilo, frequency change approved.
Well, the Essential Helicopters course is the premier course in the country. What we offer to the students above and beyond the helicopter program itself proves that this company is dedicated to the student and making sure that they're good to go in the industry, and they're stepping out the door with their best foot forward.
At Essential Helicopters, as a flight instructor, we are required to both teach ground school in the classroom as well as in the air, preparatory flight before, post briefings afterwards. So every day it's the full gamut we're doing in class as well as in the helicopter. We provide all kinds of courses: underwater egress, winter survival, maintenance training, communications training, anything you can think of for helicopters, we implement it in the course.
I've always been interested in aviation, whether it's planes or helicopters, but just the way helicopters can move and their mobility and all the things you can do with them, it just really caught my eye. And once I came to this program, I just felt at home, and everyone was really easy to talk to and to get along with.
I fly with the students every day when we can. We're going to go through what is required for flying and start out basically by teaching them what each control does and where they need to be looking and how they need to move the controls.
From there, once they get a good understanding, we start teaching them how to control the aircraft and keep it on a straight and level flight, and be able to slow it down without gaining or losing altitude, speed it back up, be able to do a coordinated turn so that the aircraft isn't losing altitude in those turns.
Then they're going to get into more advanced hovering exercises, hover taxiing, which is a main part of the helicopter.
Once they get proficient and they go solo at the 20 to 25 hour mark, is when we're starting to send everybody solo for their first time, which is our most rewarding day.
And you get up there and you're the only one in the helicopter, you look around and you're just kind of like, this is what I'm going to be doing the rest of my life.
My first solo flight was probably the best day of my life so far, just like knowing that you can operate the aircraft on your own without the instructor on board, and just having all that knowledge they taught you. It was just a big step in your career as a helicopter pilot.
It feels really amazing when you fly alone inside a cabin just by yourself, and all the beautiful things you can feel just by yourself. It's really amazing.
Then they're going to get into more advanced flying, so emergency procedures are required for all aircraft, and the students will have to be proficient at them.
You need to know what to do if that engine all of a sudden fails. And we're teaching them how to auto-rotate the helicopter to the ground, teaching them all the emergency procedures, whether a system fails on board the aircraft, how to continue flight and make the best, safest landing possible.
Essential Helicopters provide not only the pilot training, but they also provide different kind of courses like underwater egress and winter survival training. So I think that will help me along with my future career.
The underwater egress training is something that's becoming more and more mandatory throughout the industry. It teaches the students what it's going to feel like if they actually have to ditch an aircraft.
We started off in the morning with the ground portion of the egress and cold water immersion. Basically, the cold water immersion is they're going to put you into a cold tank of water that's been sitting outside for a few hours. On the day that we did it was negative 25 out, I believe.
We do our underwater egress training generally during the winter months so that it is cold outside, and they are submerged into below zero water to teach them how to calm their breathing down in that first minute of entering the water, and then have them hold their breath.
When you put your head underwater, it's a whole different ball game. You don't want to panic. You got to just calm down. It's a mental game more than physical.
and then we head on over to the pool area. The class goes through the egress chair, which is a simulated flight chair or seat on board a helicopter. You're belted in, you have a helmet on.
And they'll rotate you upside down on the count of 3. And you basically undo your helmet and push the door open and find your way out. But seeing as you're underwater and you can't see anything, it's tough. You don't know what's up, what's down.
We have winter survival training, so it's instilling the basic concepts of being in the leadership role in case of a downed aircraft emergency or they can't make it home at night. So we hike them into the woods on the first day to get a shelter set up, build a fire, boil some water, and teach them things along the way, what to do, what not to do.
I learned a lot, like starting the fire is really important, and build up the shelter.
We walk them into the bush, set them up in their locations, and then they have the next 3 to 4 days to build the shelter, make fire, boil water, just maintain their wits about them and try and stay warm.
It's just good to know that, like, if something ever did happen, that you'd be able to react, and you know you have the skills in order to survive out here, and you just know, like, if anything did happen, you'd be okay.
My instructors are all my friends, and we work really closely, and we have a really good relationship. You think you're gonna be intimidated by them, but you will not. They're very friendly. They help you whenever you have problems or questions.